Hey, that's Fight here with my review of ClickFunnels, or the tour of ClickFunnels. In a nutshell, the idea and the big advantage of ClickFunnels is that they have developed some magic where you can tie pages together in a nice logical flow without having to worry about the stuff in between. And that's kind of the funnels bit here. So to put that into context, when you normally go in and, for example, with WordPress and other landing page builders, you build individual pages, you need to know when people click on the sign up button on the first page, you need to know where they need to go, right, to the second page. So what you typically end up doing is you go fiddle and find out what are the individual URLs of the pages. Then you go into your autoresponder program or your dashboard, and then you find the forms that connect together and you insert those URLs, and then you can test it and it's all done. Now, in practice, that's annoying, and that's exactly what ClickFunnels are doing. They have automated that process. Before I show you that, a quick overview. If I were to go or overview of what kind of funnels they do. So, for example, if I click on New and say I want to do a new funnel, well, you can choose by industry, professional services, author, speakers, kind of the info marketing guys. Then retail, e-commerce, it's more like e-com, obviously. Network marketing is most of the direct stuff, etc. So just a couple of examples. You can have a video sales letter funnel with a thank you page, or a survey funnel where you find out more information, or do a classic product launch, or have a lead magnet you want to give away, ask people some question, do an auto webinar, summit funnel. I'll show you that one in a second here. Let's take this one here. The reason this is so powerful is not only because they have ready-made templates. So if we go into this, it tells you there are 5 pages in this. In order to set it up, it'll take you about an hour and 15 minutes. Here are the pages. This is what you need to do. Plus, and this is the great stuff. So this is Russell Brunson, who is the founder of ClickFunnels. I've been following this guy for a decade now, and he is absolutely into direct response marketing, and they test like there is nothing else out there. They do split test, and the information you're getting here as a result is really worth looking at. So, for example, it absolutely makes sense. This is for those who have proven their offer several times previously in the webinar funnel. Go and do the webinar funnel first. Fine-tune your presentation, and once you've done that, then you use an auto webinar funnel. Right? A lot of guys out there go, well, all you need to do is record it once, stick it into your auto webinar funnel, and then, well, get lackluster results. So in that sense, the advice you're getting here is definitely worth heeding. But that's basically how it works. You basically say, okay, that's the one I want to do, and voila, I now go and fill these things. But I want to show you one of the existing ones I have. Actually, let's go back to funnels here, browse funnels. And this, I told you there's a summit registration funnel, okay? Now, I've fiddled with this and actually, as part of the demo, made this next page really ugly, so please don't be too scared when you see it. This is an illustration of how things hang together. So I have 3 pages. The one is the opt-in page where I can ask people a question. Then, if they say, yes, I'm interested, they land on a second page. And that's kind of what I referred to earlier. On this first page, people sign up to an email list. And magically, in the background, all the bits fall together that they automatically end up on this second page. I don't have to worry about logging into my autoresponder account and finding forms and making sure the URLs are right. So this is truly for those who just want to go and to deploy a page as quickly as possible. End result, as usual, and there's a trade-off. You have a little bit less control. But at the end of the day, our job is to figure out what offers work, as opposed to fine-tuning this and that and the other. Because the fine-tuning is really big tuning of offers. That's what we should be focusing on. So, and then if people buy something, they end up on the thank you page. Just to give you a quick illustration, so here's my initial page. Again, it's basically a trade-off question. So as you can see here, I can now edit things. And for example, if I wanted to have something about giant pumpkins, or just go in and say, whatever, super giant pumpkins, I can just type in here. So for me, that is well worth having. I'm not a big fan of the page builders where I click here and then something pops out on the side. I can change the text there. I want to be able to do this. Now, as you can also see, these are kind of fixed elements. So I can't move this box a tiny bit to the left or tiny bit to the right, or I can't, move this because I want to fine tune it to have a little bit, you can't do that. These are fixed elements. And we can always add more elements into it. So if I want to go and add an image here, I can say below this, add a new row, and I'm going to go for one column. And in this column, I add, let's say, an image. And let's find an image. So I'm just going to go over to Google. Actually, I Googled one. In preparation for this, I looked at this image here. So I'm just grabbing the URL. I'm going back to this thing here. And I now replace this URL with that one. And voila, that's it. I'm done. So in that sense, I would say in practice, this is probably the perfect trade-off between having this annoying not being able to modify things here because you constantly have to jump to the sidebar, and this sort of not having enough freedom and fine-tuning ability. In general, having this picture or not having this picture is going to make the big difference. What's not going to make the difference is if this picture is maybe ever so slightly to the left or ever so slightly to the right. So this is what I mean by when you do the big things, the big levers that move stuff, all of that is taken care of here in ClickFunnels. So all I need to do now is go over here and save this page. And I go over and exit this, because now what I do is okay, what happens when people click on here? They are taken to this next page. All right, this next page, as you can see, it's extremely ugly. Okay, actually, let's go and edit this so you see, this is actually the page. So to the giant, and we wanted to say it's Super Giant Pumpkin Summit. Okay, and then there's some other stuff down over here, and you can buy. And of course, that buy button leads people to the final page. This, by the way, is my design. It is so ugly on purpose, so you see, you can achieve pretty much anything in ClickFunnels. So here I am. And now, as the great presentation or the illustration of how this all, without me going into any autoresponders, etc., actually works. So I'm going to that site now, or that page. Here it is. Do you want to know that? Here's the picture, and I go and I want to know. That's basically because I tested it earlier. Okay, how to grow super giant pumpkins. And I give it my name, and I say down here, super, this is kind of my test email, submit a question. Oh, sorry, you didn't see that. That was at the bottom. And as you can see, it immediately goes to this page here where it says Super Giant Pumpkins. The subscriber has now subscribed to my email list. Everybody is happy. So there you go. In my opinion, ClickFunnels is a great trade-off between having enough flexibility to achieve pretty much anything, which incidentally is also one of the it's not really complaints. There's one thing, because they provide such a wide range of ready-made funnels, they settled on one type of design. And one person I once saw on Facebook, there was a comment, I can spot a ClickFunnels funnel from a mile away, simply because they have a certain look and feel. And I think that is probably the second question you should be asking. If you do like, and they have a free trial, just try it out. If you do like their look and feel, perfect, you're done. If you absolutely go and know this is not a good fit for my brand at all, then that's it. But of course, the first question is, are you happy with the flexibility, which is what I just mentioned, part one. There is enough flexibility to pretty much achieve anything very quickly, whilst keeping things so simple. And actually, that is one of the main highlights. So you don't have to worry about all this tech stuff on the background. And at the same time, this flexibility comes at a slight cost. And slight cost is, of course, now, unlike with Convertri or Wishloop, I can't move things around with super fine detail. I think that's just me who's so obsessed with the super fine detail. In practice, for 99% of people, the flexibility you have here is good enough, and the benefit from having all this done automatically and having all the pages ready done for you far outweighs the little bit of extra gain you get from having that extra flexibility. So there you go. It's definitely a thumbs up. The main complaint is that people go, well, they have a certain look and feel, and some people might not like it. Alrighty, cheers, bye.